Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Bienvenidos. Hoy tenemos el placer de conversar con Pamela Scott, profesora de actuación del Terry Schreiber de la Ciudad de Nueva York. Tuve la oportunidad de ser su alumno y vamos a conversar un poquito de su trayectoria y de dónde nace el amor hacia el arte.
Yeah, what was the first spark in your head that said, oh, wow, this is amazing?
Well, when I was a little kid, basically, I used to tell stories to all the kids around, and then I started writing stories and copying plays and directing them and things like that when I was a little kid. Then during high school, junior high, we weren't allowed to do plays. I'm not sure why, but then high school we did. So I did all the plays in theater that I did in college. 3 years I majored in theater.
Was that Michigan, I think?
In Michigan, yeah, Eastern Michigan University. I quit my senior year to move to New York because I auditioned for the American Academy of Dramatic Arts and got in. So I was like, okay, what do I do? And my dad said, your dream wasn't to be a college graduate, it was to be an actor. So I moved here, and I did finish college afterwards. It took me 10 years to, finish, but they told me when I called them, I thought I had to move back to Michigan to get a degree. They said, Pam, you only need 6 credits. Just take any 2 classes. Anyway, so I loved it, and I loved acting, writing, directing, teaching.
Is it something that you're born with? Or life teaches us about art? Do you think everybody has the art inside of us? Because people see art, they love music, and then they get into music or they get into acting, but some people don't get that intuition.
I think everybody has art inside them, and the ability to learn and grow, and the curiosity that they have for their imagination and things like that. I think it's just different for different people. They get bit by the bug, so to speak, and things like that. And they stay with it or they don't. But I think the time you spend in art and acting and those creative endeavors will stay with you forever.
Of course, yeah. To have talent is one thing, but what's the craft mean to you?
Well, the craft, you either have talent or you don't, like you said, but craft is something you can learn. It's teaching you how to work, how to rehearse. So even if you have talent, you still need to know the craft. You need to know how to work, how to be on set, how to do your self-work, your homework, where you tap into your innermost self and tap into the play, the character.
Was there a particular teacher, mentor, that changed the way you saw the craft?
Yes, my teacher, Sandra Seacat. I had many good teachers before her too, Carol Fox Prescott and a few other wonderful teachers. But Sandra did dream work and changed me in a way that, changed the course of my life. I started writing a little before Sandra's class and then in Sandra's class, and we would act out scenes that we had written from family dinner scenes and dream work and things like that. And I just had to be a part of it. I didn't leave her side until I had to, and then I used her method to teach, So I did I went to Scotland with her for 3 weeks for a dream workshop, which was wonderful. 18 people staying in a castle in Scotland, doing the rituals by the sea and scenes outside, and the lion in winter by the fireplace and things like that were just beautiful. And it was pretty amazing. And even though I couldn't afford to go at that time, I was like, everybody told me I couldn't afford to do it. I went and I used what I learned with Sandra, I used in all my classes. So.
Wow, that's an amazing experience. What's the hardest part for an actor's journey?
The homework and the not feeling good enough, the rejection. Most people know what it feels like to go on a job interview and be rejected, and actors it's like going on 3 job interviews a week. And then when you don't have any job interviews, you're like, oh my God, what's wrong? And when you get rejected, you second guess sometimes, like, what did I do wrong? If I had done this, if I had done that. It can be, if you're doing it right, you usually get pretty obsessed with it. So it stays in your mind a lot. It consumes you, and you have to just keep working it and keep going. Yeah.
How do you step into character psychologically without losing yourself?
Well, I believe I would use myself to step into character. I would use all the parts of myself and then find out how I'm alike or different than the character and really explore the differences of what the character is not like me, but you would use yourself for that.
What's the first thing you have to unteach a new actor?
Usually that same thing about stepping into character. You have to teach them that they don't get to escape into another person. They have to delve deeper into who they are and use themselves for the character. It doesn't mean it's therapy or that you have to use all of that. There are many ways to get to the place you need to be. But that's the main thing, to unlearn that you're not stepping into a character, and or that you are, you don't lose yourself, you use yourself. And I would say to love themselves, to take care of themselves, because you have your voice, your body, to be open to people, to listen, to be emotionally available.
What keeps you in love with theater after all these years teaching?
I get more and more in love with it every day. My students, my friends, my colleagues, going to see theater, once or twice a week in New York. It's pretty expensive, but I go a lot. You go to, off Broadway, Broadway, whatever I can go to, and you see, people doing their best. So, some of it's fantastic and some of it's a work in progress,
What do you hope from a student to remember most about your classes long after they leave the studio?
Well, I hope they remember to be themselves. I would have to steal a phrase, to thine own self be true, to be true to themselves, to love themselves, to know that it's okay to do your best, to know that just if you get rejected, it's all right, that's part of the game. You have to learn to hear no before you can hear yes. And that I'm always available for them too. Even 10 years after they leave the studio or my classes or private coaching, they can just call me up or email me and say, Pam, what's this headshot look like? Or what do you think about this? Or can I show you a self-tape? And I usually say yes if I have time. So, yeah.
All right. Pam, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Oh, there I go with the moving the hands. Okay, you're welcome.
Quiero agradecerle a Pamela por darnos un pedacito de su tiempo en esta entrevista y bueno, hasta la próxima. Chao.